All right, folks. So I'd love to be able to do these demos in a real casino with real money and all the excitement, all the fun of the fair that these pro gamblers on YouTube hurl at you. But it's not practical. For one thing, I'm not in Nevada anymore, as anybody who's been with me a while will know. I've been back in the UK since, oh my God, it's the end of this month. It'll be 11 years. I can't believe it. I mean, I love it here. I love this country. I'm proud to be London born and all that stuff. But I must say, I had a great time in the States while I was there, brought up all our children. I mean, the youngest was what, 9 when we moved to the States. And then we had a new Sprog while we were there in 1980, and boy, he's a big boy now. But anyway, enough about me. What I'm trying to do now here is just to go back through history a little bit. When I was in Nevada, what I used to do in order to make uh, pattern betting against blackjack, baccarat, and so on viable was that I used to break things up. So I would play at a like a $3 to $300 limit table until I was no longer able to continue at that table. I would make a note in a notebook which I kept in my back pocket, a little scrappy notebook. And then when I was at sort of like a higher rent casino, I would continue the game until I turned around. And if I was moving from sort of low rent country, which basically was Carson Valley, Gardnerville, or Carson City, up to State Line or to Reno, or indeed to Las Vegas, sometimes it would be a long time before I completed a particular sequence. All I'm trying to say to you is the shoe doesn't matter. Nothing changes if you jump from shoe to shoe, from game to game, from casino to casino, from county to county, from state to state, from country to country. Nothing changes as long as you stick with the pattern betting strategy. So anyway, enough chatter. I'm going to try and demonstrate it now. I'm still going to do $25 because it just looks more real, you know. Double for the loss, double down. Bugger, that was a nuisance. Double for the tie, double down again. So we made it that time. Back to the minimum. Got a little lag on here because I've got the editing program is chewing away on something right now. So okay, +1 for the win. Double down. Oh, I hate that. Double for the push. Where the hell am I? I think I might be 2-3 now. Well, I hope that's right. Need to clear that back to the minimum. Yeah, it's a definite sort of lag here. When I've got what's supposed to be super fast broadband, but I think they're lying. Well, that didn't work. That's 1, 2, second, 3, 4, third. Oh, I like that. Back to the min. Yeah, once you get to whatever you've decided on as is going to be your moving point, just stick with it. It's a great way of doing things. It really is, because it helps keep things in perspective. But the number of people who just give me absolute crap about this, it's extraordinary, really. Yeah, that's just weird, that lag up there. It does say on the thing, it says, too slow, close all the apps and tabs. But you know what? Life goes on, man. All right, so that's 1-2, I think. And that would be 3-4, third. What I'm going to do is, as soon as I get to a triple, you know, a 1,000 or more, well, whatever, I'm going to fall back to the minimum and just continue later at a higher rent table. So that's 7-4 drop. So we're getting close here, aren't we? 7-4 it is. First split. Oh boy. Oh boy. Whoa! I like that one. Yeah, that's what we needed. We got 7-4 and we got 16 back there. So, you know, jammy, but jammy's good. I'm my favourite. All right, so that's 51 second. That's a repeat. That's a bugger, isn't it? That's a double for the push. And that's back to the minimum. Boy, we're tanking here. After the last one, we pretty well earned it too. We deserve it. Ah, boy, that was awful. That was a jammy one. But jammy's good, so long as it's not the dealer getting it. Double for the loss. Repeat. Damn it. Double for the push. Okay, we're good there. Back to the min. We're $2,000 ahead, $2,500 ahead here. Damn it. That's good. Looks like it's going to be a while before we have to step back. Double for the push. Oh, bugger. Double for the push. All right, so now we're on 2-3. Well, that worked. We didn't make very much that time, did we? Well, okay, it's a win. Yeah, it's funny with these games, you know. I mean, they go with you or they go against you, and you know, it's just a matter of responding sensibly, not getting, you know, stressed or silly or whatever, tilting, as Mr. Handpay says. And I think that's an expression used by quite a number of people, actually. So. So that's just a repeat. We'll take it. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1-2, third. Well, that was a bit of a surprise, actually. Where the hell are we? We're 9 minutes in, and we haven't had to run away yet. How strange. All right, we haven't had a $1,000 bet. Double for the push. There's a lot of that going on, isn't there? Oh, damn. Ah, that was clever. Where was that? That was 1. So that's 1-2 second. Wasn't expecting that to be a win. I thought it would be a push. Okay, so back to the men. Double for the loss. Repeat. Sounded like a frog there, didn't I? 51 second. Repeat. 1-2 second. 3-4 third. Aha. 7-4 drop. We might actually be getting a runaway in a minute. So we are on 7-4 now, aren't we? Baga. 11-8. And that's where we're going to have to run away if we lose this one. Oh, we didn't. 3-4. Wasn't expecting to see that a win either, I tell you. Yeah, these games are all queer. They're very peculiar. Squirrely is a word that I was taught years ago in the Union Plaza. As this guy was talking about double deck games, and he's saying, "You're a real squirrely." I haven't heard that expression since. I certainly hadn't heard it before. But okay, so double for the loss. Repeat. 51 second. That was good. Minimum. We're getting some lucky pulls, lucky hits. We're like a dealer right now. What the hell was that? +1. 51 second. 2-3 third. 5-3 drop. 5-3 is the bet. 8-6. 2-3. 2-3 it is. All right. So 2-3. So that would be 8-9. So I can 8-9. I can just make this bet. Cross your fingers, folks. Oh dear. Okay, so now we're out of here. 8-9, 17-9, and it's second. Okay, and it's X100. So that's move number 1. And so what we do now is we go back to the minimum, because we're going to stay on this table, and just roll over the bet when we get there. So double for the loss. Okay. 1, 2, third. That's good. Minimum. Well, that was clever. +1. +1. +1. Bugger. Double for the push. Two, 3, second. 5, 6, third. Oh, okay. 5, 6, so that's 11, 6 drop. 11, 6 it is. So that would be 17, 12, and again it's second, and again it's x 100. When I've got 3 of these, I'll bump the game up to a higher rent thing and see how we get on. Okay, so that's 17, 12. So we got 17, 9 and 17, 12. So we're dropping again. Double for the loss. Repeat. Another nice one. Back to the min. Oh, double for the loss. Repeat. Double for the push. One, 2. Double that one down. Okay, that worked. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Double down. Owie. That's 2, 3, third. Oh boy. 8, 6 drop. Eight, 6 it is. Okay, so now we're on 14, 12. And again, it's only the second, and it's x 100. So we've got 3 little tasks now as we move off to changing the rules. Okay, and where are we at? We're at plus 4, 5, 6, 3, and we've got minus 5,000 against us. That's the marker. So now we're going to go from, let's see, going to move to a higher rent game. So the minimum is now going to be 100. And the maximum, I don't know, I can't remember the, well, I don't know the spreads because it's 11 years since I was in Nevada, so I'm not sure. So let's assume that we need to go 500. $500 to 25,000, and the first one we've got is that we need to play off is 17.9, second bet. So now we're on 8.9. That's a bugger, isn't it? We nearly got it. All right, so we killed that one. So that one's done, the 8.9. So we're out of trouble there. And the next one is 17.12. Second bet. No, this is the third. So that's 17.12, 29. So 29.24. So that's 3. Two and a half. So that's a half one. Ooh, 1.5, 2. 3.5, 4. Okay, so we're at 7.5, 4, and we're going to drop to the table minimum, which is 100, I think. Or is it 500? Okay, yeah. I haven't done this before on here, so this is quite an interesting exercise. So 7.5, 4. So a half is the minimum. So now we're on 7, 4. And now we're on 11, 8. That's a bit, isn't it? So we're going to have to call it 11, 12 for the push. Ouch. Okay, now I can't do the next bet. So I have to get away from this. I'm at 5,600, and this time I've got a 25,000. Alexa, stop.
This is the number.
A 25,000 marker. And what did I just say it was? So it's I think I've just outsmarted myself. I should have written down what the bet was, not what the amount in the kitty is. Do forgive me, please. So we've got 5,600 left. So it's 11. Did I do 11, 12? So it's 20. It's 23, 25, isn't it? I think that's right. All right, so I've got to get out of here. And I'm going to move to a higher rent game because that's the right thing to do. I'm sort of taking you along on a kind of an irritating ride here. Oh, that's not right. We need to. But the minimum now has to be 1,000, maybe 5,000. Okay. 23, 25, and the least I can bet is 5. I've got to finish this particular sequence now. 23, 25. So that's 28, 25. 28. So now 23, 25 is the bet. Damn it. So 48.50. That'll help. Okay, so that's the first one. Oh no, we did the first one already, didn't we? 17.12. So the next one is 14.12 in hundreds. It's not letting me do it, is it? Oh, this is this is difficult because I'm. Now this doesn't work because the last one is smaller. So what I have to do is clear this. We made. Let's see. We were in for 100,000, so we made 50,000 here. So we're at plus 50,000. And we forget about, we've already paid off the marker there, so there's no marker. So what I got to do now is I got to fall back to a smaller situation. So we'll go back to 500 to 25,000. And we'll do we've got one left of our little bunch there, so we'll do 14.12. Which is the third bet. Oh, will you look at that? So 14.12, so that's 2.3 we're left with now. But I don't think it'll let me bet that, will it? So it's got to be 2.5. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. So basically what's happened here, I'm sorry it's been a bit slow and ponderous, but you know what? You want to learn this stuff. That's just what you have to put up with. Oh, all the daylight is gone here. It's awful in England at this time of year. So I have to open my curtains so I can't see a bloody thing. Okay, so we got 26,000, so plus 26,950, and against that we got 25,000 marker. So we have markers of 55,000. Okay, so let's pull up the little nudger. I can find the damn thing. No, I can't. So let's try and do the sums here. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the sums in the edit and put it up on here, because I'm out of my depth right now. Because what I can't do is I can't pull up the calculator while I'm doing this recording. I was hoping I could, but I don't think I can. No. All right. So I'm stuck here, so I will do the sums and put it up on the. But we're in Clover, you know. I mean, we just did it. It was a somewhat untidy presentation, for which I apologise. But I think anybody with patience and with a real interest in learning how to do this in real life will bear with me. And of course, you've all got this wonderful thing, this sort of like where you can speed up, you can put double speed on YouTube, and it's probably a good thing to do with all of my demos anyway, because I do tend to talk a lot. And it's too late for a lobotomy. I'm very sorry. So that's it until I put the edit up. Okay, so I'm kind of stuck between the proverbial rock and the hard place with these presentations, because the trolls out there, the doubting Thomases, the shills, the barkers, the whatever. I mean, I'm particularly bothered by the people who, because of the way they behave, are quite evidently motivated by something other than curiosity or evidence-based cynicism or whatever. The ones that I suspect are paid to do what they do. But I'll just remind everybody, if I may, that I'm not charging for this. I'm not asking for any money from anybody. I'm not pressuring anybody. I say constantly, your money, your choice. And I say constantly, take it or leave it. So that applies just as much now as it ever has. This was the first time I've done the runaway thing, which, just to quickly recap, is when you are prevented from following the rules of the strategy by house-imposed rules such as table limits or whatever, or any kind of interference. And so what you do is you just basically back out, either just go somewhere else immediately, or you just drop back to the table minimum and start a new sequence or series of bets and carry on until you've accumulated enough suspended targets or suspended recoveries, if you like, to make it worthwhile to move to a higher rent neighborhood and resume betting with your appropriate down and out, down being the whole and out being the value of your next bet. And please remember, you always need to be completely aware of what your down is and be ready to increase your out to a sensible proportion, fraction, whatever, of the down. Because, you know, these people who are thousands down and bet just a few dollars They've got no chance. They're doing exactly what the casinos want them to do. They're digging a hole, then digging a little bit more, climbing out, but instead of having a 50-foot ladder to get out of a 49-foot hole, they have a 10-foot ladder. And so they fall back and they just keep digging eventually, and that's what the casinos are built on. That's what gambling is about for the guys who are putting on the games. It's about getting as much money out of you as possible, changing the rules to benefit the house just a little bit more, and then just a little bit more, and then just a little bit more, as with these new games where a dealer 22 is a push. I mean, what kind of crap is that? And then these baccarat games where there's no commission. Oh, but wait, if you win on a 3-card banker 7, then it's a push. You might have 10,000 out there. 10,000 is a shitload of commission when you push instead of being paid for the win. So, all of these tricks are to squeeze you and squeeze you and squeeze you just a little bit more. So anyway, take it from me, there's nothing shitty about this analysis here. It's completely accurate. Once again, we've got a situation where I think I've got gross and net the wrong way around here. But in the end, what happened was that we were one bet ahead of the house because of double downs and because of naturals. We had quite a few naturals, and by golly, they were well timed. Pure accident. I've got no control over any of that stuff. And this analysis is for the session that you just watched, if you watched it. If you haven't watched it, then I recommend that you do watch it, because you can then see that there was no bloody jiggery, pokery, fakery, fiddling, farting around, fraudulence or whatever. I mean, I'm always going to have to deal with people who say stupid things like, obviously you were manipulating the sim. Obviously you knew what was coming. Obviously you can't win more when you win than you lose when you lose, unless you know what's coming up next. I mean, it's all such utter crap. But the casinos are in the business of burying us in utter bullshit. That's their job, and of course it's the reason why they feed us complimentary cocktails. It's to make us even dumber than we were when we first sat down with a full wallet. So anyway, let's get cut to the chase. As what's his face? Who was it? It was a movie producer who used to say that back in the silent days. I think, what the hell was his name? It's one of the most famous ones. It'll come to me. Doesn't matter. Anyway, over here, pattern betting. Bumble, 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 bumble. And then zoom! Out of trouble. This is the flat bets. The house was the shoes were in our favor until the midpoint here, and then bang, down into the hole we went. Here are win-loss patterns, and this is the essence, the engine, the driving force in pattern betting. We fall back. I mean, like here, for instance, that's 4 losses in a row. So the first loss is a small. Oh, sorry, the first win is a small one, and then bang, 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 and we come out of trouble. And as we go down through this set of samples, you can see, there's nothing fake here, for God's sake. Here we suspended our recovery because we got to. It was a self-imposed limit on my part, but I said, okay, if I have to bet 3 figures, then I'm going to back down to, drop back down to the table minimum and just make a note of this suspended recovery and then go after it when I get into high roller territory. So that's what happened there. There's the first suspended recovery, then the second suspended recovery. So we just sort of like carry on. And of course, all this time we're in the hole. Another suspended recovery. And then I drop out of that one there, and then I go into high roller territory. I jumped into the hallowed halls, the cathedrals of the rich and highly chipped, and bang, 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 I turn around the first deferred. That's the first deferred turnaround, and then this is seriously nasty, nasty country here. I'm putting out a lot of money, and then what happens? I put out 50,000, and I get a natural. I'm not suggesting for a second that that's going to happen every time. That was an extra 25,000. Without that, we would have won, instead of 23% of our action, we would have won 7,000. Which is a decent amount. The 7,000 win would have been great, but as it is, we got lucky. And you know what? You will get lucky. You will also fuck up every so often. You'll make mistakes like these errors here. And I put errors in, and I'm doing my best here to be as transparent as I possibly can, because I think that's the only way that that you can do the right thing with these analyses. That was just a slop over from the last model. So, and let's see what else have we got here. We've got 141,600 of total action. We didn't have many exciting turnarounds. Only one, I think, and that was this elongated one here, which was 6 losses, 5 wins, and so the house should have beaten me. As it happens, I managed to win 200. Whoop-de-doo! The house advantage for that particular sequence there was 9%, which meant that Alexa, stop.
This is a
which meant that a loss was indicated, but the loss didn't happen because I don't like losing very much. I mean, the people who go into casinos and lay down their money in the tens of thousands and just shrug off. I just watched Bobby Rivas. I mean, he lost over 4,000, and he's kind of saying, "Oh well, never mind." The kid is crazy, but it's his money, his choice. I always say that. Anyway, what are we dealing with here? We've got the first suspended recovery, second suspended recovery, third suspended recovery, and then we get into high roller country. First deferred turnaround, second deferred turnaround, third deferred turnaround. Now, if you're one of the people out there who just says, well, obviously he's fiddling this, obviously this isn't true, then fine. It's like I keep saying. I keep saying a lot of shit, but it's true shit. Okay? It's real shit. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. All of this is true. All of this is fair. All of this is honest. But if you don't like it, well, go somewhere else. Go and watch Vegas Matt pissing his money up the wall, or Mr. Handpay showing you his big winning sessions and maybe not showing you his big losing sessions. I don't know. But all of those guys are in the business of pulling customers into casinos. That's their job. It's like Vegas Matt stands up in one of his interviews, or actually he was sitting down, but never mind. And he said, people say I'm promoting gambling. I'm not promoting gambling. Well, that's ridiculous. It's like if he were doing a daily video from McDonald's showing him stuffing his face, and then he were to say, I'm not promoting unhealthy eating. I'm promoting sensible, healthy food. It's nuts, but it's what he believes, I suppose. Anyway, there you go. That's it. There is your summary. Let's just go back down here. First suspended recovery, second suspended recovery, third suspended recovery, and then bang, bang, bang. And it happens like this all the time. Do as you wish. That's all I can say. Keep losing if you want to. Fine by me. But I am hoping that a few people at least will cotton onto this and just make a bit of money.